welcome back everyone. As you can tell, it is pouring out. It's Friday, 5 o'clock. We're just pulling out to go to Stony Fork Campground. Stony Fork outside of Wellsboro. Another outside activity-driven campground, hiking paths, fishing, biking. So it all depends on it not raining. We're gonna do a quick interview right now and then just go set up and have another movie night. So, anything you want to add to that? It's out in the boondocks pretty much. They say they have Wi-Fi, so we're banking on that. I need to be connected this weekend. Got some stuff going on with work, so we'll definitely report on their how strong their Wi-Fi signal is. But probably shut the camera off because it's raining really hard on the window. It'll probably make a lot of background noise, so we will probably pick up tomorrow, and hopefully the weather is a little bit better. It's supposed to be a chilly weekend, so we'll see you when we get there.
1906.
So we finally got a break in the weather, and we're doing some touristy things around our campground. We're out by the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. So there's this lookout tower, and we're gonna go. It's $5 per person. It's card, and you swipe it once per person. So it's quite a process. Better be worth the view.
It better be
What did you say? It was built in what?
This was built in 1906 in Mount Joy Valley Forge, PA, where George Washington and troops spent the winter of 1776 and 1777. The turning point of the war for independence, and then it was moved in 1988
So
to this location.
Okay. So a little bit of history there. So let's
It's 2,100 feet above sea level.
let's figure this contraption out.
It's right there.
What the heck? You guys better run when I do this.
How
Swipe
about
the card.
you two get in there and go.
Okay.
Go. Go. Walk.
Enjoy the view.
Life hack.
Are you going this route?
No, I can't make it.
You can. Come on.
Go.
Enjoy the view.
My turn.
Process. Enter 1.
How about this?
Enjoy the view.
Cool. It's surrounded by these
Yeah.
themselves until like summertime. You know how bees like
Bees? Yeah. They got it all barbed wire fence. How about this? Let's count the steps till we keep it to yourself, and we get to the top. Let's see who's got the number.
Okay.
I think 25.
You think 25? Let's try it. Keep it to yourself. Destination full-time graffiti artists. That's pretty neat though. I bet honestly that way you can see it 30 miles. Pretty neat. What do you think? Wave the camera. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Worth the hike?
No.
We'll never be able to go do arches or anything cool because we're gonna be out of breath. Okay everyone, so a couple weeks ago we were staying, they're in good moods. A couple weeks ago we were staying at Crooked Creek and we went up and went to Colton Point. Well, this is the other side of the canyon, Leonard Harrison State Park.
Yep.
So we stopped and we looked at another campground that, so we're staying at Stony Fork, and the owners also own Canyon Country Campgrounds,
which is a little bit closer to the touristy side of the canyon.
And if you stay up there, you can use the pool and the pond down where we're at. So we'll throw in some footage of that. But we're gonna walk. So you park right at the lookout, and you literally just have to walk 100 yards,
and you're at the
lookout. So we're gonna go out and see what it looks like. It's been a while since we've been here.
Well, so this Leonard Harrison is the touristy side of the canyon. It's a lot busier.
Yep. So we'll walk out and see what it looks like. Obviously right here is the Overlook, super easy to get in. You can check it out, or you can get more committed and go down the turkey path. Haven't done that in a while. It's like an hour and a half round trip. I'll go show you the specs on that sign real quick. What you think, buddy? Pretty cool, huh? Cold? I ain't seen that. Like we said earlier already, you can make this as easy or as hard of a hike as you want. You can just walk out to the Outlook, or you can do the Overlook Trail or the Turkey Path. There's a whole series of trails really, but mainly this is a real big tourist attraction in the fall when the leaves have changed. So it's pretty cool, you can see why. Pretty neat. We'll head back, we're gonna go to check out Big Falls and Little Falls. So we'll meet you over there. So we've been camping at Stony Fork for 3 nights now. It's our last day, and the sun finally came out. It's been a really rainy weekend, cold. So another thing to do, yesterday we went and looked at the tower and the canyon. If you go past Stony Fork Campground, you're gonna follow the stream down through. There's some good fishing holes down through here. It's been years since I've been to some of these, but we're at a pull-off right now. It's called Little Falls. So we're gonna go take a look here, and then we'll go up the road just a little bit farther, and they call it Big Falls. Just 2 swimming holes. Got some good stock trout in it, so we'll see what Hagen can catch, if anything. So it's only about a 100-yard walk down in here. There's no signs or anything. Water's ripping. It's raining all weekend. But anyways, this is Little Falls. It's a neat little area. The rocks are really smooth from being washed. They do stock trout in this area. We've got one worm. Let's see if we can catch one. Now we're at the pull off for Big Falls. Wind's picking up, our awning's out drying, that's cool. So none of these are marked off the road. You just kind of have to know what you're looking for. So that was Little Falls, and then we're gonna walk down and check out Big Falls. This one's even shorter of a walk, but it's kind of steep down. So I'll go first. Welcome back, everyone.
It is Memorial Day weekend, and before we even begin our campground review, we want to thank all of the soldiers out there that have served, who are still serving, and those that have made the ultimate sacrifice to defend our country.
Absolutely. So keep in mind that this weekend was rough with weather, but there's a bigger reason behind the holiday, so just keep that in mind.
It rained all weekend long, and it was a high of 45, 50 maybe.
Yeah, it was cold.
It was cold.
You could see your breath all weekend. Felt like we made a fire to survive at some point. But okay, so that's why we bought the camper. I want to say that. Like, we had a bad weekend with weather, but we had the right camper for the setup. That's why we bought this camper. We want to camp from all year if we can. So I think we did good there.
Yes.
We had the right camper for the bad weather.
Okay, so this weekend we went to Stony Fork Campground in Stony Fork, Pennsylvania. Something to note is they also own another campground closer to the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, the Leonard Harrison side.
Yep.
And that is called Canyon Country Campground.
So we'll show a clip right here. We did a walkthrough. I guess we could do a quick review of that too. So these reciprocate. So if you're staying at one, you get to go use the amenities of the other. So
Yes.
like the Canyon one doesn't have a pool, but you get to go like
To the Stony Fork.
5 miles away and go to the Stony Fork Campground.
Yeah.
So they also have, Stony Fork has the pond. So if you're staying at the Canyon, you can go and use the pond. So we'll throw up a couple of videos. We got to do a lap around the Canyon
Country Campground.
Canyon Country Campground, and we thought that that one was pretty tight
The spots were very narrow.
for a larger rig.
So it would be a place for smaller campers, small travel trailers, pop-ups,
more-
tent camping.
Yep, primitive camping. Yep. Not saying there was anything wrong with the campground. It was just small. We thought for any decent sized rig, you're probably just gonna be fighting getting into spots. So the Canyon Country Campground, it did have a small playground. It had a bathhouse. It had a couple cabins. It had a small store when you first get on the property. We just it had some seasonals up top that they had pretty cool sites. Kind of tricky to get in. You can see why they're seasonals, but I don't think it just wasn't our type of campground.
It was a very small campground. The sister company Stony Fork is much larger.
Right. Yep. All right. So back to Stony Fork. I think we'll do this one like we did Hills Creek. I kind of liked how that laid out. We'll kind of walk you through, look at the map, circle where we're talking about, and then throw up some B-roll of some pictures in that area. So when you first get to the campsite or campground, you pull down in to a landing area. It's blacktopped, really nice. That's where you're going to register. Okay, so in that area you have your game room, a laundry room area, wash room, bathrooms, and the pool. So it's a pretty nice area when you come down in. Like I said, it's blacktop. It's not too congested. There's spots to pull off. You can register. Traffic can get by.
Yeah, there's lots of room as soon as you pull in.
Yep. So then if you continue down, you're gonna go by the pond, which is a good sized pond. It's got to be 5 or 6 acres if I had to guess. They stock it, bluegills. They can fish all weekend.
Yeah, it's a catch and release pond.
Yep.
Yep.
Bluegills, catfish, bass, perch. So they had a blast, and there was a lot of people fishing.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll continue down over, and you're gonna come to a T. If you go to the right, those are, I think, pretty much all seasonal sites. Mm-hmm. They're packed in pretty close. They have some nice, right over the stream on the back, so it's pretty nice for a seasonal spot. Again, if you go to the left at that T, the left side of the road, those are your weekend and by the day or whatever sites. On the right, you're gonna have some real nice cabins, like
they're seasonal.
More destination trailers in there full time, but also right on the stream. And then if you keep going, you're gonna come to a creek crossing, which we wanted to make sure to say something about that.
Yeah, so there is no bridge to get over to the other side to drive over to the other side of the campground.
Yep.
So you would have to drive your vehicle or your camper through the creek to get to that other side, which, are there any hookups over there?
There are. There's 4 or 5 electric and I believe water hookups. And there was campers over there. A couple people took some ultralights across, but it's a creek crossing. So we're going to highlight the 2, what kind of looks like roads on the map, but they are creek crossing. So
just up further, they do have a bridge, but it's a walking only bridge. Yep. You can't drive over it.
Yep. So if you get across to that side, there was a lot of people tent camping. Like we said, there was a couple ultralights that did go across the creek. There is a shed by the walking bridge that they have bathrooms in. Not the best, but I mean they're close, I guess, if you were on that side camping. One thing, if you come, like we were in 109, okay, so there's 3 different ways to get into the park. There's the main entrance by the office. There's the one by our campsite, 109. There's a bathhouse there, and then if you go up the road a little bit farther, there's another small section of the campground just off of that road. It's kind of secluded, depends on what kind of camping you're into, I guess. Yeah. But there's a bathroom near each area, so that's convenient. They're just old, they're not brand new, so just be mindful of that, I guess.
So we were in site 109, and I will say that site is beautiful.
Yes.
You are facing the huge pond, so we were able to keep eyes on the kids while they were fishing most of the time. And you are secluded, as in you are the only site in that area. However, it is right as soon as you pull into the second entrance, it's right there. And a lot of people don't slow down until they get further into the campground, where it's more congested, like more people and more camping spots.
Right. All right, so that basically covers the general outlook of the campground, layout of the campground. Now we'll get into some of the amenities. I think the first thing we want to say is they do have a Wi-Fi system, set up there, and it was enough to get an email and to see the subject line but not really open it. You could get a text and sometimes get a text out, but if you go there and need service, basically you got enough to let you know something's going on, and then I had to leave several times to go and get better service.
So yeah, he was on call this weekend for work.
Yep.
And he was able to get stuff in, but to get anything done, you would have to go back into Wellsboro to get any work done.
So I found earlier in the mornings, maybe when there wasn't as many people on, I got a little better at getting some texts out and stuff, but there wasn't without it there would be nothing. So I don't want to say it didn't work, but I think it was just enough to let you know what was happening, but not really. Like even if you got on Facebook, like you couldn't really see the pictures. You could just kind of see the post. So Wi-Fi, yeah, ish.
And but when you check in, they did let us know. They had us sign something saying free Wi-Fi available.
That's right.
However,
could be spotty.
Yeah.
Right.
And they depend on their local carrier.
That's right.
And
that's right.
It is what it is.
Not bashing it because there really is nothing else in that area.
No.
So without it, you wouldn't have anything. So, yeah.
So now let's go to the dump station.
Let's go to the dump station because everyone does. It's one spot to dump, and like we left today, and it was super busy. There's my super for the week. It was really busy. And it was right in front of somebody else's cabin. Like, seems like a weird. It could be located in a better spot and more efficient. It's one person at a time, and there was 10 trucks backed up today when we left. So,
a lot of their sites are water and electric only. They do have a few sites that have full hookups.
Right.
So there were a lot of people that were having to use the dump station.
Get through that line, yeah. So. And that was actually making it harder for some people to get out because there was such a line that it was kind of blocking some of the other people from being able to get through, get out. So I think that could be a little bit better.
So what do they have at this campground? What do they got going on? They do wagon rides for the kids. Saturday nights? Weather permitting.
Weather permitting.
They did not have them this weekend because it was pouring and cold.
They had karaoke Saturday night inside. Yeah. So they do have events.
They do have a. You just kind of cut me off there. They have karaoke.
I was excited about karaoke.
Okay, so let's go back to the wagon ride.
Wagon ride.
Let's repeat that. Okay, so let's go to what the campground hosts and what they do. They have wagon rides for the kids, weather permitting. They didn't have them this weekend, but the weather was so poor. I don't know as if any of the kids would have rode it anyway. They have pedal boats that you can rent to take along their pond. They charge $5 an hour to rent a pedal boat, or $3 for half an hour.
Right.
They have, when we were there, they had karaoke night on Saturday nights. They do karaoke in their rec room, game room area. So that is kind of what they got going on there. They have the pool. It was closed this weekend, but I'm assuming they open it weather permitting.
So it said it opens, I think, Memorial to Labor Day. Memorial weekend to Labor
They
Labor
must
Day
have
weekend.
seen the weather this
That's
weekend.
Right.
And then
yeah, it's still early in the season, so we're not really like being hard on places for not having their pool open or something like that. It's just early still.
It is.
So it looked like a nice pool.
Yeah. Some events that they are holding this year, 2021. August 20th through the 22nd, they always do an annual Bluegrass Festival, and this year it's August 20th through the 22nd. It used to be called Hickory Fest, but it's now called the Stony Fork Bluegrass Festival. They do charge you ticket prices to attend that weekend.
We'll throw up a picture of, or a short clip of the stage area, and then there's just a big yard across from there. That's where everyone will be watching the bands from.
Yep. So they are also having a benefit music festival. It's called Braden's Benefit Music Festival this year. That's September 10th through the 12th. And that is rock and folk music. And then this year they are doing, every year in the Wellsboro area, they do a Susquehannock Trail Performance Rally race. And this year it's September 17th through the 18th. And the rally cars do cross right near that campground.
Yep. So
Yeah.
pretty much the course is all around through that area. STPR is what it's kind of known for, or known as. But so that's another big event in the summer.
And that's
kind of, there was some fun things to do in the area.
yeah. They do something every weekend. Like this weekend when we were there, they did a rubber ducky race. You could buy a duck for $1, and then they put the ducks.
You get a prize if it wins. Yeah, something for the kids. But
I think they hold little things like that every weekend.
Right. But they had so our kids had a blast, even though it was pouring down rain. They fished all weekend. They caught fish. They caught bluegills and perch and everything. There was a big yard area today when it was actually nice. There was a bunch of kids throwing baseballs around. Like there was a lot of area
they
where
have
the kids could stretch their legs.
Big yard area where you can play kickball, baseball, throw a football around. There is no room lacking of space there. We did see. We saw another bald eagle, but we've got awesome footage of this one.
Yeah. Yeah, he was actually fishing in the pond too.
Yeah, he was fishing in the pond that the kids were fishing in too.
That was pretty neat. And then we obviously went to the Leonard Harrison side of the PA Grand Canyon.
Yep, so nearby attractions.
Okay, nearby attractions. Leonard Harrison State Park. We also did
that is the touristy side of the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon.
Yes.
It is much busier. If you go look through our previous videos and look at our Crooked Creek Campground review, that it's the same Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, just the other side.
Yep. Also, when we were out there, we did there's a tower that you can pay $5 a person to get in.
The lookout tower.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool. There's some rhododendrons, and once you get in, you go up a bunch of stairs, and you're like 2,100 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
You can see for a good long ways.
It is $5 a person to go up that lookout station, and that is just up the road from the Canyon Country Campground.
Yep.
So.
And you have some small shops around. Honestly, for that area, it's kind of, you got the Yellow Basket shop.
And then Heritage Farms, that is like a country homey decor store.
And then you have Stony Fork, like a country store.
Yeah, they have like
sliced meat, deli meat, ice cream, cinnamon buns. Yep.
Sticky buns.
Yep. So it was a good weekend. It was a good long weekend. We had fun, even though it was kind of rainy weather. But for us, as of right now, we don't have anything planned for the next 2 weeks. We wanted to take some time to kind of reset, but
we're ready to go.
I don't think we want to.
We need to find a place for next weekend.
So put in the comments if you guys want to see some footage of some areas, of some campgrounds. We're looking.
We are looking at a few different places. Yep.
So thanks for watching again. Go ahead and
hit that subscribe button. All you got to do is click on the logo,
and it'll shortcut you right to it.
You'll see all our reviews. I did say in one of the other videos, the beginning part of this year, there are a lot of local campgrounds in Tioga County, Pennsylvania. We are going to venture on as the summer grows. It's just kind of something we already had our reservations in, and then we came up with the idea of doing these reviews. So we are going to venture out further than what we are now. So keep staying tuned.
And give us your suggestions.
Yeah.
Honestly, we would like to see I know there's a lot of places out there that we don't know about. So
yeah, and we're doing a lot of research on places that we'd like to visit for this year, what weekends we do have left, and next year.
So we have Letchworth in New York State Park. That's one, not to run through the whole summer, but that's one we're both looking forward to. And then Jellystone in Java, New York.
North Java,
yep.
And then we have Pine Cradle coming up. That is in, I think, Rome, Pennsylvania.
Yep, that's right. And then Little Mexico down below Williamsport. So we're staying busy, but we're loving it.
Yeah, we are.
So it's good for the kids.
Destination full time.
Destination full time. That's our plan. So keep watching and please subscribe. Thanks, guys.
See you next week. Well, not really, because we're not going anywhere. Hopefully see you next
Hopefully
week.
see you next
if not,
week. We're working
we'll
on
see you in 2 weeks.